Hi guys, welcome back to my channel today. So this tutorial is on hair. I'm going to show you guys how I made this wig, how I cut and style it also, and how I blended it to my hair. I don't have any leave out right now, so you guys, if you want to see how I achieved this hair look, stick around and watch. First things you're going to need will be your dummy head, obviously. This is the star of the show. This is a glue gun. This is made for people that are lazy, too lazy to sew, or don't know how to sew, or just prefer using glue. And this is what I used. I used this glue gun, and it comes with some glue sticks. Like, you just put it in there. There's white, there's black. I used the black, I used the white, whatever one. So you just stick it in, you plug it in to the source with this, and then you just keep shooting the gun. I'm going to show you guys how to do it when I'm making the wig. Your wig cap, I use this weaving net. So this is the weaving cap I use. It has some adjustable straps right here, which you can adjust to the size of your head. And I would advise you to use a dome cap that's one like without all these mesh holes, because it's a glue gun I used to make this wig. But if you're going to sew, why not? You can just use this. But I still use this for my glue gun. As you know me, I can improvise anything I have. So, and I didn't feel like going out to go get a dome cap, so I just used this one. Needles and thread just to sew down your closure, because I don't like to use glue on the closure. I rather sew it down. Okay, so first things you're going to need would be to lay out your hair and your closure. I'm using some Peruvian hair. I think it's Peruvian or Brazilian, I'm not sure, but it's some old virgin hair I had. So I'm just placing the closure on the cap, and then I'm using some pins to just secure it tightly on the cap so it doesn't move. And then I'm just going to be sewing around the perimeter of the closure, just so it's tight to the cap. And I'm just sewing it with the curved needle because it's easier to sew it with it. I just zoomed in now so you guys can see. I'm just sewing around the edges of the closure and attaching it to the cap, and I'm always making sure it's straight in the front so you don't have a bent closure when you're done. So you just keep sewing, and then you just keep checking if it's straight, and then I'm just going to sew around the perimeter till it's done. You can see I'm done sewing it down. It's secure and tight. Now it's time to move on to the rest of the hair, and I'm just going to take out my weft, and then this is the glue gun I'm using. I'm just going to be putting some glue on the weft and then just sticking it on the cap. You have to be careful with this gun because the glue comes out hot, so you just stick it to the cap and then you just place it on. It's really easy and it's really fast, so you just keep repeating the process. You just apply the glue gun, you apply the glue from the glue gun, and then you place it on top of the cap and just use your fingers or a comb to just press it down. And I'm not cutting my weft because cutting my weft just makes the hair shed more. So I'm just going to be flipping it over and putting the glue on the reverse side of the weft and then placing it on the cap. So that's what I'm just going to keep doing. I advise you, if you're going to do this method, you should put like a plastic bag before you put your cap on the mannequin head, because you don't want the white stuff to appear inside the cap when you're done with the wig. But I don't really mind, which is why I didn't use any plastic bag. So now I'm done with one bundle. I'm just going to keep going over and repeating the same steps till I finish, and it's just really easy. I used about 4 bundles for this. I think 4 bundles. Sorry if the glue gets on the hair itself. It comes off really easily, so don't bother about that. And also, the glue gun is really cheap. I got mine for £10 off of eBay, and it came with about 32 glue sticks, so it's really price friendly and everything. So now I'm done with sewing the whole hair to where the closure stops, and as you can see, it looks okay. So I'm just cutting out the piece of
of cap around where the closure is. This is just going to make my closure look more natural, and then I'm just defining the closure parts using tweezers to just tweeze out some hair. And then now I'm going to go in with a regular hairband, and I just cut the hairband open, and now I'm just sewing it to the sides of both sides of the closure, and this is just going to serve as the security on the wig. As you can see, that's how it looks when I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess lace on the closure in front of it, just because it's useless. So now it's done. It's time for the application. I'm just laying down my edges. I use some Eco Styler gel. Now I'm just using my wig cap. This is just a random wig cap. Now this is the use of the hairband we applied earlier, and with this hairband, come rain come wind, whatever, your wig is not going to move anywhere. I don't like to use the hair clips because hair clips just give me headache, so I just prefer to do that. And as you can see, the wig is all right. I just changed my clothes to something else because it was camouflaging the hair. Now I'm just applying some argan oil to the hair because I'm about to straighten it. I just used a very tiny bit of argan oil, and I'm just brushing it now with just a random brush. Then I'm going to go in with my Remington straightener, and I'm just randomly straightening the hair. Nothing serious. I'm not doing a very defined straightening because I'm still going to end up straightening it again. So I'm just doing a random straightening of the hair, and I'm just repeating the process to just give it a sleek look. So now to define my closure and to lay it, I'm using this Revlon Color Stay concealer, and I'm using this concealer because it's not thick, it's really light. So because you don't want to pack so much makeup on your closure, it's just going to make it dirty and everything, but this one is very natural and very light, so it does the job and it still keeps it clean. As you can see, it looks so natural. It looks like it's growing from my head. Yes, honey. Okay, so now it's time to cut this bad boy, and I'm just going to be cutting it in a slanty motion. As you can see, I'm not cutting it straight, I'm just cutting it in a slanty manner, and I'm doing that because I want it to give it a layered effect. If you don't want the layered effect, you can just go ahead and cut it straight, but I do want the layered effect, which is why I'm cutting it in a slanty manner, and I'm just going to do that for the other side also.
Shaking them off faster, shaking keep it okay. Shaking them off faster. Namotilo, jo wa lese mi. Namotilo, jo ti wa lese. Shaking keep it okay. Shaking them off faster.
So now I'm going to go in with this razor comb just to add more layers and to define and to undefine the cut, because I don't want the cut to be too sharp, which is why I'm using this comb. And this comb just helps to layer it some more, and it's called a razor comb. I think I got it from a beauty supply store.
They ask me you, they want to know. At least they go from my country, you don't below.
I'm just going to straighten this hair again, and this time I'm just going to be curling the front out a bit. I use the straightener to curl, I use it to straighten. Thank you to Tosin Alabi for recommending this to me. Check her link below, and you guys should tell her I sent you. And if you do need a wig made, you can just contact me at MAKEUPBYUWANI at yahoo.com, as you can see on the screen. And I've been rocking this hair straightened out, curled out recently, but curled in or curled out, it slays either way. So that's it for this video, and this is how it looks when it's curled out. This is what I've been enjoying. You guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and visit my blog UWANIALIYU.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys learned something, and you should try it out. You don't even have to use a glue. You could just sew down the tracks if you want, because I just didn't feel like sewing for camera. But if you guys want me to make a wig where I sew it down, then you can just request it. But like it's still the same procedure. You just sort out the tracks and everything else would follow. So yeah, you guys know that dark and lovely commercial. When your hair looks good, you look good. When your hair feels good, you feel good. Some, yeah.
Never tell you me, oh, shama, lama. Keep it so cute. Never basta. Keep it so cute. Never basta. Keep it so cute. Never basta.